Hi guys! I feel like this video is long overdue because there have been several people asking me how I got Lookie, what is the story behind it. And yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. This is going to sound really stupid, but I actually wanted a dog. So as you probably already know, I suffer from binge eating disorder, which is an eating disorder. And there was a time where I didn't know that I had an eating disorder. I knew something was wrong with me, but I didn't know it was an eating disorder because I thought that there was only like anorexia and bulimia, and that I didn't know that there were other eating disorders out there. So at first I thought it was just a matter of discipline. I thought that I should just be more disciplined in order not to binge, and I tried so hard to stop and I just couldn't. So I was kind of desperate and I just tried everything, and one of those things was getting a pet. I thought maybe I need some affection, maybe I need some distraction, and I've always wanted a dog. So yeah, I considered getting a dog. But back in the time, I had different neighbors and we actually share a house. So I have the studio part and they have the apartment part. So they have the bigger part. And there's only a very small hallway that separates our living rooms. And yeah, I was considering taking a dog, but then I started thinking, you know what, this is my first dog. And Lookie just took a dump. I'll clean that up later. So yeah, I started thinking, you know, this is my first dog, and it is normal to make mistakes with your first pet. Everyone makes mistakes and you need to learn from them. But I was thinking, what if I make a mistake in its education and it's gonna be barking all day when I'm at work? So yeah, I was thinking of my neighbors. I was thinking if the dog would bark all day, then that I would get in trouble with my neighbors, which I didn't want, of course. So yeah, I was worrying if I would be able to take care of a dog. And I did read a lot of books of Caesar Milan, but you never know in advance. I was really insecure and I didn't know if I was going to be a good pack leader, and I know that dogs need a good pack leader. So yeah, I was just afraid that I was going to make a mistake and that it would end badly for me and my dog. And I worried so much about this that I talked about this with some colleagues at work. And I had two colleagues who were married and they were falconers. So they have a lot of birds of prey. They have eagle owls, a little owl, barn owls. They have an eagle. They have a lot of owls. And they told me, you know what, why don't you just get a barn owl? And I was like, are you out of your mind? I was like, a barn owl? I looked it up on the internet and I saw that if it spread its wings, it was like 1 meter. I was like, are you crazy? You can't keep a barn owl in your house. Plus, 2 weeks before that, I went to a zoo in Bouillon, which is a city in Belgium, and they had birds of prey there. And the birds of prey there sat outside on a perch, just like Lookie does at my house. But I didn't know anything about birds of prey, and the first thing I thought when I saw those birds was, poor birds, they are tied up, they aren't free. That is so sad. They have to sit there on a perch all day and they have to sit still and they don't have any liberty. And I thought it was animal abuse. I actually felt sad when I saw those birds of prey at that zoo. And that's what I told the falconers at work. I was like, I'm sorry, but I really do think that's animal abuse. I couldn't do that to an animal. I'm sorry. And they were like, no, you've got it all wrong. you know what, we are gonna invite you at our house and then you can come and see for yourself. We have several owls. We also have one barn owl that sits inside with us because it has a weak immune system and it has to sit inside, and you'll see that it's fine, it's not a big deal. And I was like, well, okay, I'm open to everything. I'm not someone who's going to judge before I have all the information. So I was like, okay, thank you, I'll come. And I did. Even after the first time, I saw that their birds were actually pretty happy. And after a few times, I learned that owls are really lazy and they don't want to come off the perch. I mean, they do want to come off the perch sometimes, but it's not like they need to fly around all the time to be happy. Like even an owl in nature will just sit in a tree and do nothing until it gets hungry and it needs to hunt. And of course, when they have offspring, they need to take care of their offspring and hunt a lot, and then they fly a lot. But they only fly when they are hungry. And I didn't know that. There were so many things I didn't know about these creatures, and that resulted in me thinking that having an owl in captivity was animal abuse. And that's why I don't get angry when people comment on my videos that I'm abusing my owl and that it's cruel, and it does hurt my feelings. Honestly, it really hurts my feelings. But I understand, because before I had the knowledge to keep an owl, I thought the same thing. I thought it was animal abuse. I thought it was sad. I thought the owl had a sad existence. But after I visited those colleagues for a few weeks, I decided that I wanted to try to start an education so that I would be able to keep an owl. And I did that for about 3 or 4 months. And after that I decided, yeah, this is what I really want. I could see that their birds were happy, that they weren't abused, that they had enough liberty to still enjoy life. And I decided that I wanted an owl, and that it would even be better than a dog, because a dog doesn't like to sit home alone for like 8 hours, but Lookie can stay alone extremely well. She misses me, of course, and she's always happy when I get home, but she'll just sleep when I'm away. And yeah, you have to do things with an owl as well. You have to fly it every day, and it's also preferable to go on walks. Owls love to go on walks and be in nature, which is normal. They belong in nature, so it's normal that they want to be in nature. So, but it's not like having a dog. It's not like owning a dog. A dog is much more work than an owl. Having an owl is pretty easy once you have the knowledge. So that's how I got Lookie. So yeah, after 3 or 4 months, I decided that it was time to get my own owl. And we went to a breeder together, and we asked for an owl that was only a week old, but the breeder made a mistake and gave us an owl that was only 3 days old. And that was kind of dangerous because the eyes were still closed, and well, that's a good thing because then you can imprint them better, but it was also kind of dangerous because she was really small and fragile. But it turned out okay, and yeah, she turned out to be a lovely, cute, social owl. So that is the story of how I got Lookie. I wanted a dog and I ended up with a barn owl. And I honestly think it's for the best. I don't know if I would have had the time for a dog. And by saying this, I don't mean that I don't do anything with Lookie. I do a lot with Lookie, but I do it when I have the time. And with a dog, if he needs to go and pee, or if he wants to run outside, you have to respect that. And owls are really lazy, so yeah, I can just go outside with her whenever I want. The only thing I need to do is fly her every day, but I can do that inside as well as outside. So and it only takes 15 minutes to fly your owl, because as I said, owls are really lazy and they will fly as long as they're hungry, because you will fly them for food. They have to come and get their food, and if they know that you don't have any food, they're gonna be like, bitch, I'm not gonna do anything for you. I want food. Like, there was a time where I had to put Lookie on a diet because she was too fat and she was always full, so she wouldn't come to me. She was like, you can bring me my food, bitch. That was, owls are so lazy, like they have to be hungry or they are like not gonna fly. Just sitting there on a branch in a tree, chilling the fuck out. And I didn't know that before I knew anything about owls, and that was also why I thought having an owl in captivity was animal abuse. But I do admit Lookie does want to come off the perch sometimes, and if she sees something interesting and she wants to go there, then she'll try to get off. And if she's like really curious and she really wants to go there and she can't, then yeah, she does get frustrated sometimes. I'm not a hypocrite, I'm not gonna lie. But luckily that doesn't happen too often, and I do let her loose in the house sometimes, and then she has an amazing time. And she'll fly for like 1 minute and then she stays in the same place for hours. So that's just like sitting on the perch. Yeah, that's the story of how I got Lookie. So yeah, I hope this video was good enough, because I just decided to make it right now without preparing anything. So I hope you liked it, and I hope I answered your question.